You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn. Heard did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve. It's your boy Kings and Dreams, and we got a special one tonight, man. Special one. Definitely a friend of mine, friend of the channel, bringing him for his first solo one-on-one interview. My man, my brother from the yard, Miles in the game. What's up, my man? How you doing, man?
Yeah, my bad. I was on mute. Wagwan, my youth. Wagwan.
Man, everything good, brother.
What's going on, man?
Good, man?
Yes, sir, man. What's going on with you, man? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the work that you do. You know, we need content creators, man, because guys like us, we gotta get ourselves out there, and ain't nobody gonna talk about us if we don't. You feel me? So let's do it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We definitely got to put that content out there. We all learn from each other, educate each other one way or another. Right?
Yes,
we don't have to necessarily agree on everything, but as long as we have that genuine respect for each other, we can all, build on that, right?
Exactly.
So, Miles in the game, before we get started, man, I really, really want to give you your flowers, man, because
Wait. We don't do flowers. We do cigars over here, my nigga.
Oh, cigars. My fault.
My cigars. You feel me?
My fault. Yes. So I got to give you your Cuban cigar, the official Cuban cigar, man, because every day on Instagram Live and I think Facebook Live,
so Instagram and YouTube Live. So
YouTube Live. Right. YouTube Live. Every morning I get that notification around 10:30 in the morning. Man, you going down that same trail.
Yes, sir.
You talk about the dedication, but you show the dedication. So for the people who actually live it, and you may think, oh, he's just riding a bike every day. But you know what? He's going down that same trail every day, and he's answering a lot of you guys' questions, and sometimes the questions may be repeated, but he stays calm, stays level-headed, and will still answer the questions while he's still doing his workout every day. So definitely salute to you, my brother.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you for recognizing that, man, because it's something that started like as just. Because honestly, I love to walk. You know what I'm saying? I love to go through the I love to be in tune with nature. I love to go out into the natural habitat. And because I really appreciate every day that I wake up, man. I'm not even playing with you. And one of the biggest videos that I have on my masculine identity membership is a video called How to Become Grateful. And I think it's a perfect baseline for anything that you want to accomplish in this life, because if you're not grateful for where you're at right now, then it's almost impossible for you to get to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So absolutely. I wake up every morning grateful, man, and I love being in tune with nature, breathing fresh air, and I try to bring everybody with me on that. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, sign up go to my YouTube, go to youtube.com and just type in Miles Cunningham. And once you see my picture, man, just click on that, subscribe, and you'll get the announcement. I go on around anywhere from like 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's different times because I got a lot of different things to do. So I get to the park at different times, but it's around the same time in general. And I also do it on Instagram Live. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Miles in the Game on Instagram. Miles, one word, Miles in the Game on Instagram. So follow me over there so you get the notification from when we come on. And I do it Monday through Friday consistently, bro. And even if I'm out of town, I try to find a place to walk to get on live anyway, so we could chop up some game in the morning time, man, because it's important.
I completely agree, man. I completely agree. So I'm gonna keep you right there, man. And so for those who may be watching you for the first time, why don't you tell people a little bit about who you are?
Well, man, my name is Miles Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? I got my name from I was having sex with this girl for a really long time, and she was like, "Yo, you need a name like Miles. You need a porn star name because your ass be lasting mad long." And I was like, "Word?" And so she said, your name should be something like Miles. And then I thought of the longest last name I could think of, and I came up with Cunningham. But so that's my name. But what I also do is I call myself the Tyler Durden of the game because I make soap, man. I make soap. Okay. This is the Masculine Identity Natural Soap. Let me show y'all real quick, man. Let me show y'all what I'm working with right here, man. We got real soap for y'all, man. Let me see.
Wow.
You know, and it smells really good. I use essential oils and I make my own fragrance profile with it. It smells really, really good. Man, I sell it on Gumroad and I got 5-star reviews all the way through. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a dissatisfied customer as of yet. You understand? So I'm the Tyler Durden of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here making soap, and I am also the first masculine identity coach where, you know, I get guys to really like recognize who they are as men and really get into their identity, because I feel like, not feel, but I believe and I think that relationships, dealing with women and dealing with other people and dealing with other things, anything that you want to accomplish in this life, the key to accomplishing anything, whether it's getting good with women, finances, you know, advancing your career, whatever you want to accomplish, you have to understand who you are first. You understand? You know, in order for you to fit one puzzle piece to the other, you have to understand how the shape of the first puzzle piece. You see what I'm saying? Agreed. So you really have to understand who you are as a person, and more specifically, understand who you are as a man. Because remember, men and women are not equal. You understand? Men, we're natural born leaders. You understand? And I can prove this on a cellular level. You can go look it up yourself. Understand that it is the information for what sex the baby is going to be is encoded in the sperm cell. You understand? So understand that even on a cellular level, it's the man that decides the fate of the world. You understand? So as men, we are leaders. So you understanding who you are as a man, that's the first step to understanding how you're going to relate to the rest of the world, to negotiate, to strategize, and to understand games so you can understand how to get what you want. Because that's really all it's about. It's really all about understanding how to get what you want. You understand? So understanding yourself is the first thing that you have to do. So that's why I came into the space where I don't just consider myself a dating coach. I don't consider myself just a life coach, but I'm specifically a masculine identity coach, because I really, you know, I don't do too much with women as far as trying to counsel women and things like that. I consult with men. You understand? I try to remind men of how much value they hold, because once a man understands who he is, everything blossoms and flourishes from there. You see what I'm saying? Hello?
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. Yeah, I was talking. Yeah. So, okay. So what was the catalyst that inspired you to do what you do? You know, you say that you're more than just a dating coach. You're a masculine identity coach. And, you know, I feel all that. So like, what was the catalyst that inspired you?
Well, the thing is that I, through the work that I've been doing with Lucario, shout out to Mr. Lucario. For those that don't know, Lucario and I have been like long time friends and business partners, right? And through the work that we've done together over the years, you know, you see things from different angles. Now, Lucario came into the game as more of like a dating coach, because Lucario, man. Lucario is one of my idols. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, Lucario is one of my role models when it comes to dealing with chicks, because I've seen Lucario like pull off some amazing feats when it comes to dealing with women. You understand? And I've been with him on a lot of those adventures too. But he's definitely, you know, if I had to put my trust in a dating coach, definitely Lucario. And not just because he's my friend, but because I've seen what he's done. You get what I'm saying? I've lived it. I've experienced it with him. So as far as a dating coach, hands down, I consider him the best, right? Yeah. But being his business partner and doing the work that we've done for all these years, like, you know, over 15 years, almost 20 years, 2 decades of work. I notice a pattern. Noticing patterns is a big part of game, right? So I noticed the pattern of men asking questions, and I'm the type of person I love to. I don't just look at things always for face value. I love to read between the lines and connect the dots, right? So what I started to notice was that the basis of a lot of the questions that men ask about dating and dealing with women and life and all of that stuff in general is them not knowing and not being assured about who they are. You understand what I'm saying? And I remember we was at a seminar. We did a seminar one time. I think it was called the reality of the game, or the truth about the game seminar, something like that. We did a while back in New York City. And I remember I asked somebody in the audience, I said, "What's your name?" And he said it with no problem. And then I said, "What's your address?" And he said it with no problem. And I noticed that I just started to use the example of the ID, the identification. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, you notice how when I ask you the information that's on your ID card, it's easy for you to explain. But when I ask you, so when was the last time you hollered at a chick? Hey, when was the last time you had a decent exchange with a female? So it's like, it's easy for them to understand. It's easy for them to understand the information on their ID card, but it's hard for them to understand who they really are as men. You get what I'm saying? So right. I started. That was like the first like touch, because sometimes we gotta, things have to like.
Right, got to register, got to click.
You got to register a couple of times, right? So we did it. We did that seminar years ago, mm-hmm. And then it just. Like I said, we do lives and guys call in with these questions, and it's like, yo, and I remember even during YouTube lives, I used to always ask guys, who are you? What do you want? And somewhere along the way, it just began to dawn on me that I think men have an issue with their identity, with their masculine identity. You understand what I'm saying? Because I truly feel, think, and believe, if you understand who you are, if you understand the value that you hold within you, relating to other people comes so much easier, because you know exactly where you stand. And because you know exactly where you stand, you know exactly who you are. You know how, like, for example, you know how far you can trust someone, for example, right? You know how much you can take of a certain thing, right? You know what type of treatment from other people you're willing to take. And all of those things speak to the person that you are. And if you're true to yourself, for example, you're not going to take disrespect from anybody, much less a female.
Right.
So if you start talking to a female, hey, what's up? How you doing? I came over here because I thought you was pretty attractive. And then she starts to disrespect you, to end that conversation immediately.
Right.
But what does the average guy do? The average guy looks at her attractiveness and tries to continue to make the conversation work.
Yep.
Because
my fault. Go ahead.
Right, but because they value her physical beauty over their own dignity, over their own identity. You see what I'm saying? So right. So that's what I'm saying. If guys actually knew who they were and valued it and believed in it, it's like you wouldn't even get rejected, because you would already see by this woman's countenance that she's not the type to respect you. So you can end the conversation before it even gets started. You see what I'm saying? But that has to do with knowing who you are and understanding your masculine identity. So that's where it kind of clicked, and it got me to go, to call myself a masculine identity coach.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. All of that makes sense. So now everyone can understand how you came to that name, masculine identity. And what I was gonna say is, like, when the woman is rejecting the guy, depending on how she's rejecting him, the guy is still either gonna try, or if the woman is rude, he's gonna get into an argument with the woman. And I tell guys, and I'm not a coach or anything like that, but just as advisement, like, hey, dude, like, don't even argue with her. Like, keep that moving, bro. Keep it moving, man.
Yeah, you don't need to argue with a woman ever.
Right.
Ever.
Absolutely. So now you were saying that you are more than just a dating coach. Can you tell me what's the difference between a dating coach and a pickup artist. Reason why I'm asking that is because the critics and detachers always compare the two, line up the two.
Right.
And they say, man, I don't need advice from a PUA, right?
Right.
But I don't necessarily. Well, I think that there's some guys that are PUAs, but when I listen to you, and I've listened to some of the calls that you and Lakari have taken, and there was this one guy, he was in college trying to get this girl to kiss him at the park, and it was just embarrassing. But I digress. But what I'm saying is that what is the difference between a PUA and a dating coach? Because people line the two up, and I believe that there's a vast difference. So kind of explain that to the people if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, okay. So I can only go based on my own knowledge, because I don't really subscribe to PUA stuff. But what I would say is that there's levels to everything.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? There's levels to everything. There's a surface level, and I think there's a mid level, and I think there's a deeper level to everything. Right. So what I would charge is that a PUA gives you surface level tactics, not strategies, but tactics that you can try to implement to relate to a woman, surface level. So from what I've heard, like from guys like Mystery back in the day, PUAs like that, they'll do what's called negging, right? So that, I think, if I remember correctly, that means that you give a woman a compliment, but you say something playfully negative to kind of make her, to provoke some type of emotional reaction so she engages with you, right? And then they have stuff called kino, which is like touching, which is a certain technique on how to touch a woman to establish some type of physical connection between you and that female. And then they have like, different phrases like, closing the deal and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like certain different things that they say, but a lot of it is just surface level, where what happens is you have guys that will listen to a PUA and just try to repeat the steps of these tactics verbatim. Right. And the reason why it's surface level is because you are using the tactics given to you by a man who is not you. You understand? So therefore, there's a authenticity that is missing from what you actually do when you're interacting with the female, when you're meeting women. Right. So what happens is you do what's called talking at women instead of talking to women. Right. So, and that's why, so the PUA stuff is surface level, because it's just a bunch of guys going around just like exercising these simple tactics that don't really speak to who they are as men. And it doesn't really give them a chance to explore their identity and utilize it as a part of how they respond and interact with females. Right. So that's PUA stuff. It's surface level stuff. Now, mind you, look, any attempt to relate to the opposite sex so you can get whatever it is you want, if you're looking for a girlfriend, you're looking for whatever you're doing, I don't really shun it, and I don't like hate on it, and I don't say anything. I try not to be too negative about it, right? Because if you're out there trying, then so be it, bro. You out there trying, right? At least you're out there doing something to get something started, to get you closer to whatever goals that you have, right? So I can't totally knock it, right? However, the fact that you are not being authentic, the fact that you're talking at a woman and you're not talking to a woman, the fact that you're following some type of script where you're not being authentic, that leaves a lot to be desired, because here's the thing. We all know that how you start is how you finish. So if we start out saying the words from another man and that hooks her in, then ultimately that means you didn't hook her in with your personality. You didn't hook her in with your identity. You didn't hook her in with authenticity. You hooked her into something that you heard. You didn't hook her into something that you are. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference. I think dating coaches go a little bit deeper, where they coach you and they give you a little bit more, a little bit more basis and a little bit more reference on your own confidence. So with that confidence, you're able to be a little bit more authentic. You're able to say the things that you want to say. You're able to do the things that you want to do. You're able to actually be. You understand? Not just do, but you're actually able to be something and someone while you're interacting with these females. So if you say something authentic and you hook a woman in, that means she's actually hooked on you. So you're starting closer to where you really want to be, because if you end up getting in, because let's be clear, every time you have sex with a woman, there's a possibility of getting her pregnant. You understand? Whether you use a condom or not, there's always a possibility of getting a woman pregnant, right? So you would rather be with a woman that at least got hooked in because of something authentic that you exhibited when you met her. You see what I'm saying? So how you start is how you finish. You want to start from a place of authenticity. You want to start from a place where a woman recognizes something unique about you, your personality, your identity. And I think that's where dating coaches come in, because dating coaches spend a little bit more time giving, their clients basis in confidence and identity and being comfortable in their own skin, so they can actually represent themselves better when they're interacting with females.
Gotcha, man. I'm glad that you mentioned the authenticity. But before we go any further, we have 100 in the chat. Make sure that you all are liking this video, share this video, hit the notification bell. Let's try to see if we can get this up to like 150. So you mentioned authenticity, and I kind of want to harp on that, because going back to game, and I've had conversations within friends of mine in the travel community, and we go back and forth, and it's about lines. And I'm glad that you made the distinction between the PUA and the dating coach. But the term game, I think that the term game, people who don't fully understand it think that it's some sort of manipulation tactic. And
right,
I don't think, me personally, I don't think that's what it is.
Right.
I think that it's about having, I think it's about having a witty mouthpiece when you're talking to a woman, right? So usually, like, if a woman says something, and some guys will get caught off guard, and like you said, like, they'll start like stuttering and all that stuff, right? But if you have like a witty comeback, like let's say, like, for an example, a guy ends up approaching a woman, and the woman is like, the woman says, "Oh, well, you can't be trying to approach me wearing that." And he could be like, "Ah, you caught that, man, but look at your forehead." He laughing and smiling, right? And she like, "Oh, okay." He quick to clap back. So smiles at it, like, and that's witty. Not like saying like, "Oh, yo, bitch, fuck you." No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, you slick with it.
Yeah.
And I think like that is game to me. I don't think that there's any manipulation in that. I just think that it's being able to be quick-witted. It's also being able to be in control, also. Not controlling, but be in control. But the question is not for me, it's for you. So what say you about that?
So basically, with the definition of game?
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, first of all, let me say this, right? If you go to masculineidentitymembership.com and you sign up, we have a documentary called Game Kings, The Definition of Game. And once you're on the membership, you can stream that documentary at any given time. You can also stream that documentary at the Bad Boy membership. So you can go to badboymembership.com, and that's a membership that is curated by Mr. Lucario. Again, shout out to the big homie, Mr. Lucario. And also, real quick, shout out to April MC in the chat, man, for putting the links in there, man. She got the links to my soap, man. She got the links to the PayPal and all that cool stuff. So make sure y'all check those links out. But as I was saying,
let me pin that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, as I was saying, so we actually did a documentary defining game, and the documentary features Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud Bitter Dose, Steve the Dean, myself, Mr. Lucario, and Eddie Fuse. You see what I'm saying? And we all give a really good explanation on what game is from different perspectives. But what I would surmise that game is information and strategic knowledge, wisdom, experience that allows you to negotiate whatever it is you want in this life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Whatever it is you want in this life. And I think it's sad that so many people come into the conversation thinking that game is so marginalized to dealing with women. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Game is everything. Game is life. Game is your ability to talk to your boss to get a raise. Game is the ability to talk to the bouncer at the club so you could get in the club. Game is the ability to, talk to your landlord to give you another couple days to pay them the rent. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Game is your ability to talk to a woman to get her to buy you a drink at the bar. Game is your ability to holler at a chick and, get her to sleep with you the same night. You understand? Game is the fact that I'm wearing a green, a green and black shirt, and I got a green background in the back. So my frame looks coordinated. You understand what I'm saying? Game is all things. Game is your wardrobe. Game is the way that you talk, the way that you articulate your vocabulary. Game is your grooming, right? Game is like, I use my own soap and then I use shea butter. That's why my skin be glistening like this. That's game. You see what I'm saying? It's all things. The fact that people try to like relegate it to dealing with women is actually very sad, because what they don't realize is that it's so much more than that. You understand? And putting it all on dealing with women, you're really shortchanging what game really is. You understand? And you actually pedestalize women by doing that. And that's what a lot of guys don't understand.
You know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that. And so leads me to my next question. Do you think that modern men are too hyper-focused on women? Because you mentioned that guys, when it comes to game, they're focused on women, and you talk about a bevy of things, right? Like being able to talk to a woman, being able to get her to, get you a drink. If you're short on the rent, tell the landlord, hey, I need a couple of days, wait till Friday, my check come, whatever the case is. Cool, right? Now, do you think that men are just too hyper focused on the woman?
I think. It's easy for me to say that men are too hyper focused on women, but what I would say is men are not focused enough on themselves. You understand? Yep. There's a lot of things going on in society these days, which causes us to get distracted. But I think men need to understand their value. Men need to understand what a premium masculine energy is, masculine attention. You understand? See, look, I don't hate social media, right? But there's something about social media that causes attention to cheapen, right? Because it's so easy for us to hit the like button, right? It's so easy for us to double tap. It's so easy for us to leave a comment, right? Because all we got to do is sit on our phones and use our thumbs, right? Back in the day when we actually had something to say to somebody, we had to write a letter and then get a stamp and mail it, we had to dial a rotary phone, or we had to talk to the operator. Hey, please connect me to such and such. We had to page people. We had to actually go. Like, you remember when you had to meet your friends for the movies?
Oh yeah.
And you have to be like, look, we gonna meet here at 7:00. I used to tell my friends, listen, don't leave until you see me, and I won't leave until I see you. And we would make a pact to meet at the corner of 3rd and 1st. And no matter what, we would have to meet there because we didn't have cell phones and all this other stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
So what I'm saying, like, even just meeting a friend to go do something was taken more seriously. So with the advent of all this technology and social media, what happens is attention itself it's cheaper because it's so easy to get. Okay. Now, with that being said, a lot of men don't realize that their attention as men should be respected a little bit more. Their attention as men should be held at more of a premium. But because it's so easy for us to give attention, we don't see it's kind of hard for some men to see themselves as important and to see the attention that they give to women as important. So they're willing to give it up so easily, right? So they're willing to get on OnlyFans and pay that $12, $15 a month so they can see some woman shake her ass in the camera, right?
Right.
But how many men will put in the work, find a woman who they're compatible with, and then have that woman dance for them privately at home? How many men are willing to put in that work because they believe in their masculine attention? They believe that their masculine attention is that valuable that they should have a woman in their life that dances for them privately. You see what I'm saying? A lot of men don't believe that they deserve that. A lot of men don't believe that they should have that. And because if you don't believe that you should have it, then you won't have it. You understand? So if you believe that your male attention is worth $12 a month for some chick, then that's what you're going to engage in. You see what I'm saying? And the problem with so many men is that, modern men, as it were, as the question was, the problem with a lot of modern men is that they don't understand how important their male attention is. They don't understand what a resource it is. They don't understand how valuable their time is, right? Because a lot of them don't understand that, look, it's our responsibility to carry this society. It's our responsibility to protect men, women, children, and the elderly. You understand? Like a man in his prime is the catalyst for all things. So basically, a man from age 17 to maybe 50, 45, 50. That's the demographic that is actually keeping this civilization going, whether you want to admit it or not. You understand? But a lot of men don't understand how important it is. So they give away their attention at a premium. And so because they give away their attention, they're willing to be hyper focused on the female, to pedestalize the female instead of lifting themselves up.
Right. And I completely agree with you. And that's one of the things I talk about, on my platform as well, is how so many men just don't have respect for themselves. And what are your thoughts on where you think that it stems from?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, social media has a little bit to do with it, definitely. Okay. But there's a lot of different things, bro, man, because even if you want to break it down to the black community, we got the welfare situation. And because, I remember even back in the day, we had to, because my mom and my dad have always been in my life, always. Shout out to my parents. Right. But there was a time in our lives where when my mom was applying for, because we were poor, we grew up in a hood. We were in poverty. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I remember when my mom was applying for welfare, she made sure to tell me that if anybody calls the phone asking for your dad, make sure you tell them that that you don't have a dad or that your dad doesn't live here. You get what I'm saying? So yep. I know about the stipulations that they put on welfare, telling the black woman or the impoverished woman to deny the presence of a man in the house. I mean, that's just one thing that we could talk about, right? Then we have, right. We got the crack epidemic. We got a whole lot of things. We got, women getting the right to vote. We got feminism. We got all these different things, right? We got wokeism now. We got second, third, fourth wave feminism, all these different things that we can look to. But see, I don't like talking about those things. You know what I like to do? I like to tell men to just believe in themselves and not complain about all that other stuff. That's what I like to do. So that's why I do what I do every day. I remind men, it's not for us to play the victim. It's not for us to look at all these different possible reasons as to why. Right. Just believe in yourself and forgive the French, but fuck all that other shit. Because right. If you don't believe in yourself, none of the rest of it really matters unless you believe in yourself. So let's start back by believing in ourselves, period. We could talk about all that other stuff, but why talk about all that other stuff when we need to be talking about believing in ourselves? You see what I'm saying? So I don't like to harp on all that other stuff and ask myself, oh, where does it stem from? Where does it come from? I really don't care. Let's just get back to men and what we need to do and start from there. Again, shout out to my homie Lucario. our slogan is the truth is inside you. Everything starts from within. So if I start blaming all these other aspects of society and things and people and movements and isms, it's like I'm going too far away from my own responsibility and my own power. You see what I'm saying? So I have to always bring it back to myself. And I think if every man asks themselves, what role did I play in this? Where is it my fault? Right? Because when I say it's my fault, I'm also saying it's my responsibility. And if I'm saying it's my responsibility, then I'm also saying that I have the power to change whatever it is I want. So if every man can look at himself and say that, then that's what could put us on the right track.
I agree. My only pushback, not necessarily pushback, but an add-on would be like, now if guys are just complaining about feminism and kind of just having this defeatist attitude, then yes, I agree. But what I will say is that having the conversations and acknowledging what's going on is one thing. But if you're going to just sit there and complain like, oh, well, these women, 4th, 5th wave, I think we're on like 9th wave feminism. I'm not even going to hold you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is that when all of these benefactors come in, we can, as men, use that as an excuse to be weak, because complaining is, whether we like it or not, complaining is a feminine trait, and that's a sign of weakness. Exactly.
That and that's why I just like, men, we just need to blame ourselves and then pick up the pieces from there, man. Because look, if you consider yourself a victim, it's hard for you to really amass the power and the strength that you need to change. And I say this to a lot of my clients, man. I say, listen, bro, if you want your life to change, you have to change your life. Right. You understand? Like it sounds like it just sounds like I'm switching around words. But if you listen to what I'm saying, it's some real shit. Like if you want your life to change, you have to change your life. Like nobody's gonna do it for you. You understand? And sitting there being a victim, because here's the thing. because I just sat here and I acknowledged, the welfare system. I acknowledged feminism. I acknowledged social media. I acknowledged it. I did. Right. But see, what happens to a lot of men is that they take it further than just acknowledging it. And then they start to feel overwhelmed by it. So they feel like, man, there's nothing I can do to change anything because we got all these different agents working against me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't change anything. What can I do? I'm just one man. How can I go up against feminism? How can I go up against a whole society that's trying to emasculate me, bro? How can I go up against a whole society of woke people who's trying to make me believe trans women are real women? Like, how can I? What can I do, bro? I gotta worry about pronouns and stuff, man. And it's like, see, that's why I don't. It's like we can have those conversations, but at a certain point, it's like. You just got to shut the hell up and ask yourself, who are you? What do you want? And understand that as a man, you're a natural leader.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you gotta be able to, unfortunately, as men, we gotta be able to roll with the punches, and life isn't fair. Isn't fair. You have a Y chromosome, and you have a Y chromosome. Just know that life ain't gonna be on your side, man.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. You want to talk about rolling with the punches? I just had a sparring session tonight with a more, because my shout out to my boxing coach, man. He's been giving me these younger sparring partners.
Yeah.
Now they've tested me on my endurance because they're younger.
Right.
But today he put me up against a sparring partner that was actually way more skilled than me. And I got a busted nose, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He made me I took a knee like twice, and I got knocked down. I got knocked down like 2 or 3 times. I ain't even gonna lie. And we did 12 rounds, right? Mm-hmm. And I bring that in because, and at the end of the fight, I gave him dap. I said, hey man, I appreciate the work. I appreciate you sparring with me. You understand? But I had a busted nose. I was spitting up blood and shit. You feel me? But the point is, not being a victim, recognizing your weaknesses and recognizing where you have to work.
Right.
That's what this life is about. And as men, we got to work.
Yes, we do.
Like when did you realize that you was a man and life was tough? When did you realize that? Like a lot of guys don't realize that life is tough because we spend so much time on this. You understand that we think, well, you know, we just gotta get on the internet and look for validation and blah blah. No, life is about work. Life is about believing in yourself. Life is about understanding that yes, you might have weaknesses, but that's I looked at something the other day and shout out to this dude named his name is I think is Ryan. Damn it, Ryan something. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now. But he got his philosophies from Marcus Aurelius. Okay. Yep. And it's like a Stoic philosophy. The basis of the philosophy is the obstacle becomes the path. Mm-hmm. The obstacle becomes the path. So with me in boxing, what's my obstacle? My obstacle is conditioning and being able to keep my jab out there to keep these dudes off of me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's literally the instructions on what I need to do. So I need to run more. I need to get my cardio up and I need to be sharper with my jabs.
Right.
That's the instruction. So the obstacle literally becomes the path. And like I get guys calling in talking about, man, you know, I know it's a numbers game, man, but I'm tired of going out and meeting women, man, because a lot of these women ain't this and the juice is not worth the squeeze. But listen, bro, you wanna turn into the type of man that can manage a wife, that can manage a family, that could deal with frustration, disappointment, and still be able to stay calm, cool, collected, and still be productive in life. Mm-hmm. What do you think constantly going out and meeting women does for you over time? Like all the rejections, all the dealing with disrespectful women and dealing with some women who are nice to you, right? Some dealing with women who are compatible with you, understanding how you fare between compatible and non-compatible women, understanding meeting women in different environments, understanding trying out different approaches. All these different things help you to become the type of man that can have a rotation, for example, that can have a wife, for example, that can have a harem or whatever you want to have. The point of the matter is the thing that you think is an obstacle literally is the path. But the problem is, if you want to embrace that victimhood mentality, you're just going to look at the obstacle as an obstacle. You're not going to want to fully embrace the path that you have to go down to become the man that you really want to be.
I feel you, my man. I feel you. You mentioned marriage, right?
Yeah.
So, and I want to get your thoughts on marriage, right? But before we do that, I got a clip that I want to show everyone for the people who haven't seen it. This was actually you were on my channel. I want to say this was November, December.
Okay.
All right. So let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Okay, cool. All right. So that means everyone should be able to see it. Okay.
Compatible with me and she follows my lead. I have no problems with this woman. You understand? And she's Western. Okay. Let me calm down.
You gonna marry her?
Calm down. Because I don't believe in marriage. Not because I don't want to marry her, but because I don't believe in marriage.
That's the point right there. You don't believe in marriage. Every man don't have that thought.
Because I'm focused on my identity. Nobody can make me do anything I don't want to do. Our relationship could be the perfect relationship, and I will never marry her.
Man, you guys were cooking, man. But okay, so just to add a little bit context there,
right.
This was Unity in the Manosphere. It was a conversation between expats, guys who travel, and I don't want to just say dating coaches because I think that's a little short-sighted. Right. I want to say I want to just say coaches in general.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, well, I mean, I know you know. I'm telling the people who haven't seen it.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, you mentioned marriage in your past soliloquy when you were talking about men being the leaders and things of that sort. So what makes you, Miles, not want to be married? Like, is there anything that could change your mind, or you just that you're just dead set on that?
Well, see, the thing with me is I have a certain level of peace and joy when when my actions are truly my actions. I don't believe in institutionalizing my choices in life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I look at marriage as an institution. I believe that if I love a woman and I want to provide for her and I want to be with her for the rest of my life, that should be 110,000% my choice and my choice only, not because of the government, not because of some contract or piece of paper. Because the thing with me is that if I love a woman and I'm in her life, I want to wake up every day and choose to be in her life. You get what I'm saying? And I want to be with the type of woman that can appreciate that. And that's the only type of woman that I want to be with. If you're the type of woman that says, well, I need an agreement and I need this and I need that and I need assurances and I need all. If my word is not good enough, then we shouldn't be together. And that's just how I think about it, bro. I feel like it's more. I think it's more special when I'm deliberate in my consistency.
Right. I agree. I mean, now we did touch on it, and I don't want to, circle back, but we talked about, like, when it comes to the laws and things of that sort, I think that it does deter men from, I guess, legally by government getting married. But what I'm starting to see, what men are starting to do, they are starting to do like the ceremony and be married, but not having the government involved.
I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do that shit.
So, okay, why not? I guess, like, I'm curious to understand, because if you're not getting the law involved, and I'm sure that you're involved in a lot of businesses and things of that sort, so you don't want to put yourself at risk. I completely understand that. But if you have no risk, no legal risk, and this is a woman that you love and she's feminine, inspirational, all of those things, why not do the ceremony?
Again, I think that it's about the choice that I make. Like, for example, I'll give you this example. So I always consider that being positive, being confident is a choice. Right. Because it's easy to let negative thoughts creep in and for you to go down that spiral and maybe become depressed, become negative, become mean to people and all this other nonsense. Right. But when I get up every morning and I go to the park and I talk about being grateful and I talk about these positive things and I try to inspire the guys that are on the lives with me and I answer questions and I talk about game, that's a choice, bro.
Right.
It's an authentic choice every single day. It's like when I go to sleep, I leave this earth, my soul gets to leave this earth and reset and come back. And then I get the opportunity to have a pure standpoint to make the choice to be Miles Cunningham yet again in this day. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way I look at my life in general. And that's the way I look at loving a woman, where I want it to be a choice every single time. I want everything to be pure. I want everything to be 100% authentic. I don't want you to ever think that I'm dealing with you today because, well, that's my wife and ain't nothing I could do about it. You understand? I want you to feel me for real. Like if when I lean over and I grab my woman and I kiss her on the neck, I want her to feel that shit, bro. Like, I want her to understand that I'm here right now with you, literally because I want to be, because I could be anywhere else on this fucking planet, but I'm here with you right now.
Right.
You understand? And that's just the way I like to do things, man. I think that those are the things that make life special. I think that a lot of us do things because we feel that we're obligated to do. Like, for example, look at something like Valentine's Day. This is exactly why I don't celebrate Valentine's Day,
Me
because
neither.
you got this quote unquote holiday, right? And you're supposed to buy flowers and chocolate and candy and take them out for dinner and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, because somebody else said so? Forget that.
Right.
I want a woman that wants. I could take her out on February 15th and do all of that stuff, but I want her to understand that we're doing it because I said so, not because Saint Valentine said so. And if you really look up the history of Valentine's Day, it's a bunch of nonsense, man. They used to sacrifice animals, strip the skin, and use the bloody skins and beat virgins for fertility. Like, go look it up. It's a bunch of nonsense, bro. I don't mess with these people, and I don't institutionalize my choices. I do things because I want to do them, and I think it's pure and authentic. And see, I think there is power and strength in doing things simply because you want to, and not because the expectations of society or because somebody else said it. You understand? That's just what I believe, man. That's literally just what I believe. And I want to deal with a woman that truly understands that and is willing to follow my lead because she is inspired by that authenticity that I bring.
Right. Yeah. Definitely, man. I think so. I am in a disagreement only because of the ceremony. I think the ceremony is cool as long because I think that what deters a lot of guys is the legal ramifications, especially if you're a man, you have multiple streams of income and things of that sort, right? Like we saw what happened, whether we wanted to or not. We heard about the whole Johnny Depp and the other woman's situation, right? So, and then there's another one. Who just? Are
you talking about the MMA fighter, or are you talking about the soccer player?
The MMA. No, the MMA fighter. Wait, who's the one that put all the money in his mom's name? Is that
was
MMA?
a soccer player? I don't know his name.
Soccer player. Yes.
He put all these properties in his mother's name, so his wife couldn't take half his stuff.
Right. No, that's smart.
Right.
You know, that's smart. I completely get that. And then we got I know this hasn't been spoken about, but Tom Brady. Maybe people forget Robert De Niro. I think what Robert De Niro happened some years ago, but Robert De Niro has to pay his ex-wife $1 million a year, and until she gets married again. You know, she ain't getting married again. She getting $1 million from Robert De Niro a year. So I say all that to say not to go too far down, but like if the ceremony is not there. Yeah. Why not go through with it? Because the ceremony is not going to harm you.
Okay, let me ask you. See, here's the thing. What is the ceremony for? Explain it to me.
So the ceremony is really just to say, hey, you know what? This is the woman that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with, right? And this is my wife. Whatever. Right. The ceremony is really to make things official. I see where you trying to drive me. No, your eyebrows lit up. I see where you was trying to drive me there.
To make things official to who?
Yes, to both. I see where you was going.
To make things official to who?
To both.
To both and who else?
You're not going to pigeonhole me, Miles. I saw when your eyes lit up. I was like, he's trying to corner me.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Like people say they want to. Oh, let's make it official. So what are you making it official to who? What most people say when they say that, and I couldn't get you to say it, but what most people are saying, they want to make it official to their friends and family, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But my thing is this: when you see me with my woman, it's official. You understand what I'm saying? When you see me with my woman, it's official. And if you see me today, and then you see me 20 years from now, it's going to be still official. Why? Because every time you see us together, it's a choice that I'm making, not an obligation. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's a difference between a choice and an obligation. So, because my obligations come built in because I'm a man. I'm obligated to protect a woman. I'm obligated to do what a man does.
Mm-hmm.
But the choice to be with a woman is not an obligation to me. It's a choice. So if you see me with my woman today and then you see me with the same woman 20 years from now, understand what a beautiful thing it is, because that means I've been making that choice every single day for the last 20 years. You see what I'm saying? And I just think that's more beautiful to me, because I'm a firm believer of consistency, bro. Consistency is one of the pillars of masculinity. And it's one of the things that I definitely talk about heavily on my masculine identity membership. You understand? Again, look, there's nothing wrong if you're trying to make it official, if you're trying to have a party and show it off to your peoples and this, that, and the third. I'm all cool with that, man. But again, my way of thinking is just a little bit, it's deeper than just trying to show people. Cause I'll show you by my actions, man. Like when you see me with my woman, you gonna see it.
Right.
Like, yo, bro, I have people tell me this, like, yo, the energy and vibe that you exhibit when you with your woman is different. It's like it's something I never seen before. Like bro, if you want behind the scenes, this text that I could show you, bro. You see what I'm saying? Where people recognize, like, yo, like niggas don't have to ask if that's my woman. That type of shit. Like I've been in relationships where I don't look at my woman, I don't say nothing to her for the time being because of whatever's happening.
Mm-hmm. And
then my woman will tell me, hey, so some person that was in the scenario was like, yeah, they was asking me and telling me about, oh, so that's your man over there, and they already knew that you was my man, and I didn't even say nothing, and you ain't even come over and say nothing to me all day.
Right?
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't know, bro. I believe in identity. I believe in that every man has a uniqueness to him, and I think that doing the traditional things might spoil that, and that's just not something I'm willing to do.
Okay, yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah. I was just curious because I had to kind of poke the bear a little bit out because I'm like, come on, Miles. I'm like, you're not losing any money. You could do the ceremony.
Listen, am I saying I will never have like a dinner party or even some type of celebration for me and my lady? I'm not saying that, bro.
Oh, yeah, no. I know your mind is subject to change, but you said as of today, you 10 toes down. You like, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, to say like a ceremony to make it official, like, bro, every day that she see me, it's official. It's already official. I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody, man. And and what's going on between me and her, that's what's most important. It's not about me showing off and showing nobody nothing. All I need to do is show myself and for my woman to follow my lead. That's it.
Right. Absolutely. All we got 117 in here, and I'm starring some of the comments, like if it's pertaining towards the conversation. So we will get to them at some point. So don't worry about it. I've starred 10 comments, so don't worry about it, guys.
It's already 10 o'clock. You want to get into the comments? I mean, we could.
Yeah. You know what? Let's start getting into the comments.
Unless you had another important question on the list. I don't know. Let me know.
You know what? Yeah. Let me ask one more question, and then let me ask one more important question. Actually, I had two more. I have two more, and then I promise all we'll get to the comments. So my next question is, what do you think are what are 2 or 3 most important elements of having game?
Okay. All right. So, well, like I said, game is about information and strategy, and wisdom through experience to negotiate and get the things that you want out of life in general, not just dealing with women. Right. That's game. But I think some of the most important things about having game is, number one, consistency, meaning that you need to look at who you are as a man and have a certain honesty and a certain ability to maintain a standard for how you do things. And then that will put you in the right space energetically or physically, socially, to get what you want based on who you are, right? So consistency is one. Confidence is another one, meaning you have to believe in yourself, right? There's a lot of guys out here, man. Like for example, you see like how I just sat here and explained to you how I like to conduct my relationships and how I don't want to be married. And I explained that to you confidently, and I articulated my vision of what I want for myself. There's a lot of men that can't do that. There's a lot of men that know, oh, well, society's going to look at me a certain way, so I can't say this and I can't say that. See, the thing is, I believe that as men, I mean, excluding breaking the law or causing harm to anyone, excluding those things, anything that you desire in this life, you should believe that it's good for you to desire it. You get what I'm saying? And there's a lot of men who are ashamed because of what they want. So like, for example, you have a guy that he sees a woman that he wants to engage with sexually, but he approaches her in a very timid and awkward type of way. And what happens to those type of guys? The girl calls them creepy. You see what I'm saying? But the alpha dude, he wants to have sex, but he's confident about what he wants. Right. So he approaches the girl. He gets up on her. He starts whispering in her, "Hey, girl, you kind of sexy. I'm trying to bring you back to the crib. You trying to go or what? You know what I'm saying? I got this. I got a few inches for you, girl. I need to talk to you. I need to, you know what I mean? And the girl is hearing this and she's feeling that his vibe and his presence and all of this, his confidence. And then she fucks around and goes back to his apartment the same night. Right. Meanwhile, the other guy is like, excuse me, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, and I just wasn't sure if you wanted to, but I. And then she's looking at him like, you're creepy. Get away from me. You get what I'm saying? So confidence is a big. You got consistency, you got confidence, and I'll give you one more thing, which is just knowing who you are, understanding that. We've all been created different for a reason. Nature, God, life, whatever you subscribe to, right? We've been created different for a reason, and a part of the reason that we've all been created different is because every one of us,
excuse me,
as long as we believe in ourselves and as long as we believe in the value that we have within us, all of us can bring something to the table. And when I say to the table, I mean all of us can bring something to the possibilities of life. Because you look throughout history and think of all the inventions, think of all the ideas, think of all the things that we benefit from today. All of those came from somebody believing in their own idea. Mm-hmm. Somebody looking at their identity and saying, this is what I was put here to do. Like Bill Gates or whatever. I was here to create Windows. Elon Musk. I was here to create the electric car and Tesla, blah blah blah, and do all this stuff.
Creating robots now.
Yeah, robots and stuff, right? Zuckerberg. I was here to innovate social media. The Wright brothers. We were put here to get humans to fly, man. Let's take inspiration from Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine and let's do something. And we created the plane. Really, 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 really ask yourself if all those inventors, all those people, all those men said to themselves, man, society's not going to go for this. I'm just going to keep these ideas to myself and die with them. Ask yourself, where would we be? You see what I'm saying? So I think, like I said, consistency, confidence, and a belief in your identity, a belief that you bring one other variation to the possibilities of life, and that variation is tied to your value. I think with those three things, man, men can do great things.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And you're right. So there has to be there has to be some sort of inspiration, right? So we all inspire each other, and 5 years from now, someone's gonna create something great, even greater. So something that hasn't been thought of, or maybe something that is maybe being tested for a patent now, and then 5 years later, it blows up. So you never know. But you're absolutely right on that. Now my last question for you is with the influx of men traveling abroad, overseas, becoming expats, you want to call them blue book gentlemen, travel bros, whatever the case is, going abroad. Do you think that they have to have game?
Yes, it again, game, like I said earlier, game is all things, bro. All of it. So and I'll give you an example. I saw a video the other day, and shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Because I honestly think that O'Shea Duke Jackson is one of the hardest working dudes in this content space, man. And so he puts up a lot of stuff. And so I always watch his videos, and he put up a video of, a passport, bro. I'm just using the term, for the conversation.
Oh, good.
Yeah, right. And it showed a man married to a Filipino chick, right? And in the video, I think he was on his computer, and in the video, you saw her come into the room and like turn off his computer or push his computer screen to the side, and she started hitting him and yelling at him and asking him about money and how come he didn't give her this money and blah blah blah. And he was like, why do you keep doing this to me? You can't talk like this to me, and you can't keep abusing me like this. What's wrong with you? Why do you treat me like this? And blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so you got your passport, you went to the Philippines, you married a woman, and this woman is disrespecting you, abusing you, treating you like dirt, and you don't think you need game even to go to another country? Like, what are we saying, guys? Like, and again, I mean, I know we joke and we kid, but bro, come on, bro. Like, if a man got game, he doesn't accept disrespect from anyone, much less a woman, much less his woman. The woman that he married? And that's just one example. And and then there's other examples about guys going to different countries and not being aware of the danger element of the streets, flashing money in the clubs and doing all these different things and then getting robbed. What do you think keeps you protected from that? Game, knowledge gained from wisdom and experiences, so you can negotiate any situation in life to get what you want. What do you want? You want to go to these countries and have a good time, but you still want to be aware of the danger element. You still want to be aware of what these chicks is really about. You still want to be aware of how to vet a woman. You still want to be aware of how to train a woman how to treat you before you go up and marry her, because not having game would make you think, well, she's Filipino, so she's automatically going to be a good woman to me. No, bro, that's a mistake if you think that. So what's game? Game is for you to say, okay, I'm in a different country, but she's still a woman. She doesn't know me, so therefore I have to vet her at least for a couple of months. I have to see where she's at. I have to make sure she understands how to treat me as a man, as her leader in this relationship. That's game. I mean, shit, if we want to make it simple, going to a foreign country and not letting the friggin' cab driver overcharge you because you're an American. You understand? Like learn the culture for real, and learn what the Filipinos pay for a cab. And then when a Filipino cab tries to charge you double, you can say to him in Filipino language, blah, 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 blah. Don't be charging me that type of money because I know what the fucking rate is. That's game. Having nothing to do with women. You get what I'm saying? So for all of these guys to just be like, oh, well, I don't need no game to go to another country and mess with women. Bro, like, come on, man. Like, really, like, here's the thing. What guys don't understand is what we do when we talk about game, we want to expose men to being on point. We want to expose men to being smart. We want to expose men to understanding who they are so they can get exactly what they want and live the type of life that they really want to live. And we want that for men in America. We want that for men in Philippines. We want that for men who go to Brazil. We want that for anybody with a fucking dick and balls. That we want that for you because here's the thing. At the end of the day, like I said before, it is the men who make this society possible. We create the structure. We keep women and children safe. We keep the elderly safe. We do these things. So we need to be smart, bro. That's all it is. I mean, like I said, we joke and we kid like, oh, yeah, passport bros and they tricking, whatever. That's neither here nor there. We really want guys to understand the knowledge of how to carry themselves as a man so they can get what they want, whatever country they go to. I don't care. I don't really care, bro. You think I enjoyed watching that O'Shea Duke Jackson video of the guy being disrespected by his Filipino wife? You really think I enjoy that? Like, come on, bro. That's crazy. I want these guys to have the game so they could go anywhere in the world and lead a woman, no matter what culture she comes from.
Right.
Come on, man.
No, I agree. So the day before yesterday, Tuesday, I actually had a live stream with my mentor, Andre Love Crossing Borders, and he's an expat, lives in Cali, Colombia, married to a beautiful Colombiana. And so, from the States. And so we talked about ways guys get caught simping out, abroad, right? And so one of the, the most important thing that guys take when they're traveling abroad is themselves. So if you are not built the right way, whatever issues or whatever problems, whether it be woman related, financial related, we even talked about grooming, hygiene, and you mentioned the soap and grooming earlier a bit, right? Shout out to natural soap, masculine identity soap, right? And so all of these things, if you're not put together, what's going to happen is the same things that you occurred in the West is going to occur whether you go to Colombia, whether you go to Brazil, whether you go to Jamaica. And the Jamaican woman, oh boy.
Yo, some of these Jamaican women is like a Western African American on steroids, bro. Like seriously. Because I'm from Jamaica. I can say that shit. So please miss me with all the comments, nigga. I'm a Jamaican. I know what I'm talking about.
No, we yardies, man. So we good. But yes, no, you absolutely right. But the overall point of why I mentioned this, and just to follow up on what you were saying, is that if these men are not, if you don't have your mind right, call it game. You don't call it game. But the thing is that if you are not well prepared, as you mentioned, you will get finesse, right? So last week there was another content creator. He contacted me, and because I have an apartment in Medellin, Colombia, and I'm very familiar with that city. Go there like 8 times a year, right? All that stuff. So I'm immersed with the locals. I know all the local spots, right? So they have the gringos price, and then they have the local price.
Exactly.
And so, so this guy, it was a group of guys, I think it was like 20 of them, and they first flew into Bogota, Colombia, which is the capital. So they flew into Bogota, and then they were flying to Medellin from Bogota, and they didn't know where their gate was because, they don't know Spanish. I don't think they downloaded the translation app, whatever. These guys were green. It's green in the background, bro.
Right.
So this guy ends up taking them to the gate, but they go to the ATM first, and they also don't know the currency. So they ended up paying this guy 250 mil Colombian pesos, which is about 55 US dollars. Okay. So this guy got 55 US dollars just to take him to the gate.
Damn.
man, that dude's gonna be eating for like a week. I mean, good. Good, man. You know, so when you talk about, it's just something that sparked in my mind when you mentioned like learning the language and things like that, right? And when you are not well prepared, mentally prepared, you are going to be, you're going to bring your problems with you.
Exactly.
Right. So if you don't understand the currency, you know, and you're going to get finessed. You're going to get finessed by women. You're going to get finessed by the locals. You're going to get finessed each and every way if you're not moving accordingly. So I definitely understand what you're saying there, and I'm very much in agreement.
Yes. Yes, sir. So you want to do the comments now, or?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna give you another 15, bro. I'm gonna be here till you know, like give you the 130, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. All right, let's get to some of these comments. I appreciate you all for coming out. Make sure that you do like the video, share the video. Sir Yedis says, one variable, having game wouldn't matter if she isn't attracted to you in the first place.
Well, see, game is not about the woman. Game is about you. So if you understood game, you would understand a woman that's not attracted to you. So you wouldn't spend that much time trying to talk to her anyway. So you would still, game would help you save time in a situation like that, so to speak. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on like why she's not attracted to you. And I think there's variables, and I don't think that it's just an open and shut case. I think that there's different variables. So, like, is she not attracted to you because you have bad hygiene? Are you not well groomed?
Well, that's
like,
game. That it still is game. Like you gotta know what it is to smell good, to pick cologne that's good for your body chemistry, to make sure you remember to wear deodorant, to make sure if you're the type of dude where you have bad body odor, you might need to shave your underarm. Like you might have to, because certain things, bro. Yeah. That's game. That's all. Again, strategy, information and wisdom to help you get what you want out of life in any given situation. That's game.
Right. Okay. All right. And I don't want to botch this name.
Zatiti.
Zatiti Cherry. Okay. Yeah. Salute. PUA is white boy Gabe. I don't think so.
Nah, there's a couple of non-white YouTubers that do PUA stuff. So we don't have to get into that.
Right. Okay.
PUA is universal.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that one.
Yeah.
Certified Tyrone, my abilities appreciated, bro. I got my own crib. Just trying to stack for a couple of months before I go back out again.
Okay.
Salute. I thought there was a question there. My bad. I thought that there was a question there. I but I appreciate you for pulling up, man.
Nah, definitely. You got to remind your chat room people to put a Q in the chat when they have a question.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's actually a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remind. Sometimes you got to remind them, and sometimes sometimes you got to remind them, bro. Because
yeah. Put a Q in the chat. Okay. Okay. So he says you're right. I think what happened is a lot of cats with game today are young or are too young, or are them old ninjas my age who never got off the porch when we were kids and now have the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And shout out to Lucario, because this was something that I heard him say first. He was like, if you were a guy that had trouble dealing with women and being sociable before social media, then you're gonna have more of a problem. It's gonna amplify your problem. You get what I'm saying? But if you were sociable and you didn't have a problem relating to people and women before social media, it's actually going to amplify your strength. You get what I'm saying? So if you were good with women before, you're even better with women now. But if you were bad with women before, you're worse now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. See, like I'm kind of in a hybrid era because, like the closest thing that we had AOL Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, and stuff like that, right?
MySpace. Yeah,
Yeah,
MySpace.
yeah. And then came MySpace.
Right.
So yeah, but for me, usually the most success that I've had has always been face to face.
Yeah.
Face to face, and I think that I'm a good judge of body language.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I can tell, like, and it's not 100%, but I'm very good at knowing like when to go for the kill, or you know what I mean. So,
exactly.
yeah, I'm very good at engaging body language.
And I'll tell you, because if you do, people talk about it that body language is a I forget what percentage they say, but body language is a big part of communication, and a lot of that is missing with just texting, right? You just sending DMs or just texting somebody or whatever it is. A lot of that is missing. So, these people who grew up in the social media era, they depend on emojis and stuff like that. You see, they depend on the abbreviations like LOL and for real and all of that nonsense.
Right.
You still can't really tell a person's tone and how they really trying to articulate. So you can't is a lot missing from the dynamic of the communication.
No, that's true. That's true, because I mean, there's been times where, like, I'll send a text and then like the woman or even like a friend be like, "Yo, like, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just busy. I can't really engage in conversation right now. So I don't want you to think like, I don't want you to think like, oh, I just don't want to speak to you or anything like that. It's like, hey, such like someone to send me a long message, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's good to hear. Cool.
Right. That's
and
it.
Then like, well, damn, I just sent him a paragraph and he sent me a one word, like five words.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I get the interpretation, but if we were face to face, you would see that, no, like, I mean, yes, I'm glad to hear it. It's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Polly Wright with the $5 super chat.
Yes.
She said, well, hello, Kings. I hope you're having a great night. Yo, hey, Miss Polly, kind of thick though. Holla at a nigga. Miles in the game on Instagram.
Yeah, man. She got her own channel, man. So hey, hit Miles up. Miles up, man.
Holla at me. We could collaborate, and then we could collaborate. You feel
me? Salute, man. All right. My man Messiah Williams says, weddings are a joke, B. It's a flex. Why spend all that money to impress people when you could use that money for a trip or a honeymoon?
I can totally agree with that.
Yeah. That was a clap at me. So that's my man, though. That's my man. So
I can totally agree with that. Because I would much rather take my woman on a trip than a nice trip too, than to spend a bunch of money on a ceremony or a inflated party. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And instead of her wearing a dress for everybody else, I just need her to wear that thing for me. You feel me?
Yes,
sir. On that trip.
Yes, sir. No, I get it, man. I get it. Daryl B says, great dialogue, man. Yo, man, appreciate you coming here.
Agreed.
So any woman you get with, it's official. Come on, bro.
Well, see, you got to understand that I believe in the vetting process, bro. You understand? And shout out to Lucario once again on the Bad Boy membership. Go to badboymembership.com. We have an extensive video on there that talks about how to conduct what's called the vetting process, right? So a woman doesn't become your girl at least for 12 to 18 months. And I know a lot of guys hear that and be like, what are you talking about, man? That's crazy. Ain't no woman gonna go for that. Well, see, there's a lot of things that you guys don't understand when it comes to really understand who you are as a man and how to conduct these relationships and really dealing with women that really want to be with you for you. You understand? But vetting a woman is very important. And a woman who's with me, she understand if she's with me, that means she's been vetted. You get what I'm saying? So when I say it's official, that's exactly what I mean, because we've put in the work, we've put in the patience, we've put in the consistency to create a dynamic and an understanding between us. and the understanding between us is all that really matters. So when I say it's official, it's official. But again, Messiah Williams, I don't expect you to totally understand what I'm saying. But maybe you could call into one of our shows, or maybe you could get on the Bad Boy membership, badboymembership.com, to really understand what the vetting process is, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I've heard a few different timelines, right? The late great Kevin Samuels, I think he would say like 3 months. For me personally, I would say 6 to 9.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 to 9. The reason why I say 6 to 9, because usually within that time frame, it's somebody's birthday, some sort of holiday, right?
Yeah.
So you get to, you get to see how she reacts in those different times, right? When times are good, when she's under pressure, you got it, when she's angry, when she's happy, when she's sad, you got to see her reaction through all of those emotions. So that's why I say 6 to 9. Everyone has their timeline, so I think 12 to 18. I mean, me personally, that doesn't work for me, but I say 6 to 9. Like, I'm in the know. Like, okay, this is this is who I'm rolling with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a sports guy, so I'm picking up your 5th year option. You know what I mean? or not. Or you become a free agent.
I mean, a lot of these things are, again, we're coaches. So a lot of these things are suggestions. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not hard rules that, because again, the game is about you thinking for yourself and understanding who you are and how you want to do things. But the real bottom line is to have some type of protocol. The problem with a lot of guys today is that they have no protocol, and they just respond to the woman based on like the sex or how good she looks or whatever. So they're not really making decisions strategically. They're just like, well, she says she want to be my girl, and I know it's only been 4 weeks, but she says she want to be exclusive, and I want to keep having sex with her, so we're exclusive. Right. And it's like, really, bro? Like, that ain't no reason to make no woman exclusive with you. You see what I'm saying?
No,
like, you want to have, like you said, you want to go through different times of the year. You want to see how she responds to different things. You want to, and remember, I say this all the time. The vetting process is not just about the man judging the woman and how she responds. The vetting process is also, and it's very crucial, the vetting process is about the man understanding how to maintain his consistency with that woman. You get what I'm saying? So if you guys set up date nights, if you guys have a certain way that you relate to each other, if you guys have a certain quality of places that you like to go, if you guys have a schedule, for example, for sex, if you guys have a schedule for whatever you guys like to do, who knows? Maybe you like to give each other facials or whatever it is. Maybe you like to watch a certain show on TV. The point of the matter is you've created that culture and tradition in your relationship, and you've watched how those consistencies flourish over a certain amount of time. And then you can look at that woman and say, we're compatible. We work. And I'm not just saying that because I want to continue having sex with you. I'm saying that because I literally have seen through a period of time that we've shown consistency, respect, and confidence to each other throughout all this time. And I've seen you when you're up. I've seen you when you're down, and everything has still made sense to me. So that's why I call you my woman. You see what I'm saying? So look, if you want to do 6 months, if you want to do 9 months, we say 12 to 18. Depending on how it is. But honestly, let me tell you something. I think for celebrities and rich people, I think it should be like damn near 3 to 5 years. Because let me tell you something about like celebrity and having money. When you have money, things happen real fast.
That's true.
When you have money, you can schedule a private flight from here to Paris right now if you wanted to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you have money, because you can make things happen so fast, the vetting process has to be way longer because you got to stretch that shit out, bro. You see what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree. And I think one of the reasons why, and I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole because I know you're on a time constriction, but I just want to say this really quick. I think one of the reasons why, like in Hollywood or entertainment business, why they get involved much quicker, as you mentioned, one is the money, but two, also it's a small niche of people who actually can understand the lifestyle.
Exactly. That's true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So I think, you know, but I think that's a good topic for a later day.
Mhm.
Emont Lotus says, can we call in? Well, what I would like to do, I'd like to do a part 2 with Miles because I know he has to go soon, and then we can react to some videos and then maybe take a couple of calls from some of you guys. You know, how
Yeah, we
does
can
that
do that.
sound, Miles?
Yeah,
We do a
definitely.
part
Yeah,
2
we
or
can
something like
definitely
that.
do that, bro. Yeah, we can
Okay,
definitely.
for sure. All right, Nikki Corvez. He's obligated now between sponsorship and the marriage. He's on the hook, but that physical abuse is some nonsense.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was talking about there.
Okay.
Um, Henry Ezzy. As a Jamaican, I believe you. Yep.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Learning a language has nothing to do with game, bro. I get what you're saying. You have some good points, but if I'm going to another country just to visit, learning a language is not first on the list.
I mean,
I don't know.
however you want to look at it, man.
I think that I understand. I understand what he's saying. Like, you don't necessarily have to be fluent in that language, but I think what Miles and what we were getting at is more or less like, don't put yourself in a position to get taken advantage of. Like in
Exactly.
Colombia, they call it don't become a papaya. You know what I mean? It's just like you know what I mean. Like in New York, we say the finesse, right? You know what I'm saying? So don't get finessed
Exactly.
because a guy will say, like let's say you're walking around the airport and then the guy's like helping you walk outside or whatever. And you're like, oh no tengo dinero, I have no money. And they're like,
Right.
no charge, no charge. And then you get to your Uber or taxi, tip. Now he asking, even though he said it was no money, but you let him walk you to the taxi, and then now, like, okay, he knows that you have some sort of money because you getting in a taxi or Uber. So
Right.
now, like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of stuck. I mean, like, even if you don't pay him, whatever, like, he's just gonna talk crap. But what I'm saying is, to avoid all that, at
Right.
least understand some key words or have some sort of conversation. And I think that's what you and I are getting at. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
was literally just talking about being able to talk to the cab drivers, my nigga. Like you talking about learning the language, like you got to learn to conjugate every verb and know all the words. Like, take it easy. But see, this is what happens when you actually make a decent point. Dudes try to move the goalposts and try to switch shit up and put words in your mouth to make it look like you ain't making no sense. But whatever, man. This is what we deal with.
I got you. All right. As a Filipino, I felt that. Salute, man. Listen, man, I want to thank you all for popping through. Wasn't able to catch all of you guys' comments. We have 115 in here right now. Thank you all for watching. Man,
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
yeah,
And
man. I definitely want to give you your flowers. Whether you guys
hey, what did I say?
Oh, cigars, the Cuban cigars. Pardon.
Thank you.
Cuban cigars, man. I got to give you your Cuban cigars. I got to remember that.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, I got to give you your Cuban cigars, man, because regardless, guys, ladies, whether you agree or disagree with Miles, I think that the most important thing is at least that he is for the betterment of men. And that's all it really boils down to.
And that's all I wanted. That's the only message I want to put out there, bro. Really.
Right. Yep. And anyone that's for the betterment of men, I'm cool with. Forget all the nuances, forget all the term game, pickup artists. Because all of that is nuances. What's the bottom line, right? I'm here for the betterment of men, and for men to actually get their respect back and build on that, whether it be finances, whether it be dating, marriage, what have you. But most men nowadays are losing in some capacity, and it is overwhelming, unfortunately.
Right.
So again, Miles, I want to thank you again. All make sure that you do subscribe to Miles's channel. Let me just pull it up really quick, just in case if you guys don't have it. Let me pull that up.
Shout out to Joe Blast in the chat, man. Shout out to Joe Blitass in the chat, man. Yeah, there go the channel right there, man. Yeah, Miles Cunningham at Miles in the Game is the handle. And it's the same handle on Instagram too, guys. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you for having me, Kings and Dreams. You know what it is, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, we'll definitely do a part 2. And you know, we'll get some people to call in and ask some, you know, some questions. But
Yes,
we're gonna get people that's gonna ask like good questions, man. If you come in to troll and all that, nah, man, we not letting you on, man. So make sure your questions are good.
We'll take some of the trolls too, because it's good for entertainment, man.
Well, yeah. But some guys take it too far, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, you're right. Yeah,
but
man, that's the channel, man. Appreciate you for putting my joint up, man. I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, man. You guys go go subscribe, and you could be a part of my morning conversations when I take my nature walks through the park Monday through Friday. You know, of course, once I go live, you'll get the notification. So make sure when you subscribe, you hit the all notification bell. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Kings and Dreams, once again for having me, brother.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. One more question from Nikki. I did skip over her question. Sorry, man. This is really quick. This is the last one. Yeah. So how do you help her to deal with the pressure she will get for not making it official with you? So she saw, so you know, her family, you know how the family is. Well, how come there's no ring on her finger, blah, blah, blah? You know what I mean?
Well, see, the thing is, again, this is why the woman has to be vetted, because we have to know if the woman is trying to follow my lead or if she's trying to follow everyone else's lead. You see what I'm saying? So I have to, this is why the vetting process is so extensive, because I have to know if the woman is trusting in me and trusting in my vision, or if she's secretly trying to satisfy and get validation from outside sources. And if she's trying to get validation from outside sources, then she's not the type of woman that I need to be with. So to answer your question, Nikki, the type of woman that I'm talking about wouldn't feel pressure, because she's happy being my woman. And that's that.
All right. Perfect, man. All right. So now we're definitely gonna close up shop. Thank you so much, Miles. I appreciate you, brother. Salute.
Guys, man. Go get your soap, man. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio. Y'all can get y'all soap, man. It's really good soap. Once again, let me show y'all real quick. The reason why there's no dyes. It's all natural stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you. Oh, there we go. So you got the Masculine Identity logo in there. It's all natural stuff. The little bit of brown stuff you see right there is the essential oils that I use for the scent. Smells really, really good, and it's a very luxury lather, very moisturizing, and it's good. It's really good for cold showers, guys. It's really good for cold showers. And if you don't know the benefits of cold showers, go look it up. All right. So it's your boy Miles Cunningham. I appreciate y'all. Go get the soap. Hit me up on Instagram. All right.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try that out, man. Try that out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because you know when you dark skin melanin, man, you got to make sure it's right.
Yeah, no, you gotta make sure. I got olive oil in here. I got shea butter. Yeah. I got rendered grass-fed beef tallow, which is basically beef fat. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like super filtered and rendered, and I do it myself. So I make sure it's all high quality stuff, man. It's beautiful, man. It's really good for your skin. But yeah, man, we can talk about that behind the scenes, definitely.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Thank you again. Make sure that you guys check out Miles masculinitymembership.com, bad boy membership, masculine identity soap, wash your ass, exfoliate your face. So salute. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a great night. Stay purposeful, all. Peace.